Hi, it's Alissa from Maintaining Motherhood, where I talk about simplifying to enjoy life more. Today I wanted to talk to you about what we use for our fourth grader for homeschool. I'm a homeschooling mom of ages 12, 10, 9, 7, 5, and 3. And one of the things that you'll find as a homeschool mom is that you can completely cater what you do to your child. You don't have to stick with a grade level. They don't have to feel like they're being held back. If maybe they don't understand a certain subject, you can really dive deep into a subject. And so today, as I go through the things that we're using for our different grade levels, I hope that you'll just remember that every child is different, that every homeschool situation is different. And just because this works for us, or because my child is at a certain grade level or level in the homeschool curriculum, does not mean that your child is ahead or behind. It just means this is what we do for our homeschool and this is what works great for us. Again, the best part about homeschooling is that you can cater the experience to the individual. And that's what we have found that we absolutely love. We take more time on certain subjects that we need to, and we can go faster through other subjects. And my kids are at all different grade levels, which is great for them. I'm excited that they're able to grow in their own strengths and talents and not have to be keeping up with the rest of their class. They can move at their own pace according to their talents. Today I wanted to talk to you about what we use for our fourth grader for homeschool. She's 9, and so if she were in the public school system, she would be in fourth grade this year. So I just want to show you what we're using for her. The first thing, I usually buy these the summer before we're going into that grade. So she's had this since she, I guess, graduated from 3rd grade. And this is the complete curriculum. We just buy them off of Amazon. I absolutely love these workbooks. They're very in-depth. It goes over reading skills, spelling skills, math skills, language arts, writing, and then test prep. And so because we do a 4-day homeschool week, on the 5th day we'll usually go and do something fun, and then it's also just, okay, everybody do a few pages in your workbook. Or we'll set a timer and say, everybody work on your workbooks for this amount of minutes. So it's good for us to kind of take a step back in the summer and not be quite as intense with our homeschool, but I know that they're still learning. When we have breaks, we're going to be having a new baby soon. And so if I'm not able to be as involved with their homeschool, I can just say, go and work on your workbook for a few minutes. And I know that they're still getting some learning in. This also kind of gives me a peace of mind, because I know sometimes as homeschoolers, we can get in that rut of thinking, oh, maybe I'm not teaching my kids enough, or maybe they're falling behind or something. But when I'm doing these like grade specific workbooks, I know that they're like learning all the things that they would be learning in homeschool, and so I don't worry as much. So we mostly do it for busy work and for my peace of mind, just knowing that they're on grade level. So that's something that has come in very handy for us. For language arts, we use the Good and the Beautiful. She's in the level 4, and we'll just do about a lesson a day. One thing that I found that's really great, my 4th grader can get overwhelmed really easily if she has a big assignment. And so because we're homeschooling and because we do year-round homeschooling, there are some days where I can see, oh, this is kind of more of a lengthy lesson, and I'll just split it up into 2 days. And it doesn't really make it doesn't make that big of a difference in the long run, but for her to see that she has less work, it's fine. Schedule-wise, it doesn't put us behind or anything. We're still right on schedule. The language arts also comes with this creative companion, and so in it, she's able to explore art and maps. She does art projects with pastels, and that's been really fun for her. She also, they do a lot of story writing, and so she's starting to kind of discover that, and she's had a lot of fun with that. But again, if it's too overwhelming, sometimes we'll just do the course book, and then the next day we'll just do the creative companion. And we're starting to slowly ease it into where I'll say, okay, you do your lesson book in the morning, and then after lunchtime, then you go and work for 15 minutes on writing your story. And it doesn't, like 15 minutes, that's not that much time, but sometimes even just that extra 15 minutes can be a little overwhelming. So that's just kind of an idea of how we break it up during the day. One way that we utilize the language arts curriculum so that we're not actually writing in the book is I'll just write everything down in a notebook. And then I'm aware of exactly what she's doing during that day. I can very easily check back to what she did the day before as we meet together. It's worked out really well for us, and then I can just take that same book and hand it right down to the next child when they're ready for it. The level 4 language arts for the good and the beautiful, it's starting to really incorporate a lot of independent learning. So there's a whole section at the beginning where they will read out loud some more difficult words and a poem to you, and then I'll just kind of briefly go over, okay, these are your assignments for the day, but she's on her own for the rest of it. And then, like I said, I will check it the next day. We'll review anything that maybe she didn't understand or that she got incorrect, and then we'll go over the assignment for the next day. So it's worked really great. I'm loving seeing that she's being a more independent learner. Together with her work, it takes maybe between 15 minutes and a half hour, so it's not that much time. And then she's able to do the rest on her own. For math, if you want to see a video on the different math curriculums that we use, I'll just link it right here. But for math, for her, we're using the Good and the Beautiful level 3, and this is the most recent one that's out currently. We love this math. It's great. Each day starts out with a little daily dose that she does on her own while I'm gathering all of the other supplies. And then we just quickly go over the math lesson. Again, it takes maybe 15 minutes together, and then she'll have a worksheet or an activity that she does on her own. So again, it's just, I am the teacher for the math, but it doesn't take a whole bunch of time, and then she's able to do the rest of the work independently. One way that we reuse this curriculum is I'll just put a sheet protector over it, or I'll write the problems on a whiteboard, and then she's able to do it that way, so we're not writing in the book, and then we just pass it on to the next child. With the math level 3, it also comes with a box with like an activity box with the manipulatives and then a math journal. And when we purchased it, those were actually already sold out. They're just having kind of a big influx of orders right now, and so we will eventually get those, but for the time being, we've been able to use just the math book without the manipulatives, and it's been just fine. I do use math level 2 and K, and we have the math activity boxes, and it definitely is beneficial to have them, but if you absolutely don't have them, you'll be just fine, because we've used it without, and it's been great. We also, with my 4th grader, we do the history and science together as a family. You can see the video about teaching family style with that. She also does piano lessons, and she's just starting to do violin this year, and I teach her both of those. After they get through all of the the leveled piano books, then I have them go and learn from another teacher, and so she's just working through those graded piano books right now and doing a great job. She loves it. She practices every day. It works wonderfully. Another thing that each of our kids do, they do a lot of reading on their own. I don't really give assigned reading. I'm thinking maybe this year I will do like maybe 10 books of assigned reading, but they read a book or two a day. They just love to read. They'll wake up early to read. They'll read in their downtime. They'll read before bed. So it's just, I haven't really had to worry about that too much. They're all reading at or above their grade level, but we have such a variety of books in our home that they really can pick and choose so many different things. That's what we're using for our curriculum. It's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. So if you like this kind of video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click down below to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when other great homeschooling videos are posted. If you have any comments or if you would like a more in-depth flip through, please make sure to leave that in the comments below.